What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have a really mind-boggling news. I have a potential evidence that E-Trade is out of legit shares and AST is full of shares that should be allocated for E-Trade, and this is the second broker-dealer who potentially has this imbalance on their balance sheet. On top of that, I will show you how this situation will affect your shares and what should you do if you cannot transfer your shares to AST. On top of that, I will show you even more evidence that almost all of the major banks and hedge funds are involved in this process of illegal activity of naked shorting, basically. And guys, before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. And what is more importantly, drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. It takes me more than 4 hours on a daily basis in order to prepare this type of videos for you. And I want to exchange my 4 hours of my hard work for a split of a second of your time. And that is why, guys, just hit the like button. So let's start with the news itself. We are on Anna Trade's Twitter account, and she reposted the tweet that was written by Sensei. And Sensei refers to the tweet that was made by Tom E 50/50 Split. And Sensei wrote, "It appears as though AST is full as they weren't able to accept the shares from the transfer request." And let me show you the tweet that was written by Tom E 50/50. He wrote this just several hours ago. "I will know in 3-5 days if AST is full or E-Trade is out of legit shares. See my chat follows from minutes ago." And let me show you these screenshots. So, hello Tom, my name is Anthony Napolitana. One moment while I review your request. Thank you, Tom. Sorry to hear of the issues. To confirm, this was a movement of the shares to the transfer agent American Stock Transfer. Is that right? And Tom answered, "Yes, please see E-Trade reference number above." Next one. "Okay, thank you. Looking over this request, it appears the transfer agent was not able to accept the shares and they were moved back to E-Trade." And Tom wrote, "So what's the problem? Is E-Trade over their limit of acceptable shares or AST is full?" And Anthony wrote, "It appears as though AST is full as they were not able to accept the shares from the transfer request. We can try to send it again, but sometime may need to pass because it will likely reject." And I think it is another potential evidence of this share imbalance on E-Trade's balance sheet. And let me show you further. And here is the second part of this conversation, and I want to show you just a couple of screenshots. So, no, this one. "The transfer request wasn't able to be accepted at that time. Unfortunately, that is the only information we have with this." And Tom wrote, "How long will the new request take before I know if I hold counterfeit shares?" And Anthony wrote, "These requests typically take 3 to 5 business days to process, so we should have an update by this time next week at the latest." And I think within next several days we will know the resolution of this problem. And Tom wrote the last tweet just 10 hours ago. 3-5 days from now, I may have proof by way of a trade chat that either AST is full or E-Trade no longer has enough shares to transfer my 10,048 shares to AST. They will return to my account." And guys, it is a double-sided sword, because if AST is full of shares, we know the allocation of shares on a broker-by-broker basis, and this means if AST is full of shares from, for example, E-Trade, this means E-Trade is out of legit shares. And this means all other shares on their street name are so-called counterfeit shares. And this shows that potentially we have this imbalance and this is another evidence of issuance of these counterfeit shares. And guys, this is a real bombshell. On top of that, let me remind you that just basically at the very beginning of February, I showed you this in my video that I published on February the 6th, that E-Trade already had some share imbalance. And I showed you these screenshots from the E-Trade app. And you can see that we have several orders that was made on December the 10 to 11 and 12, and the value of the price of these shares are really mind-boggling, up to $200,000, and the status of these orders are too late to cancel. This means potentially these orders were executed and then it was cancelled because none of these people received their money from these sales. On top of that, let me show you this. Finehas also wrote the same issue. E-Trade told me my shares had to stay with the agent. They won't send them to ST and I have a cash account. And guys, if you have the same issue, if a certain broker-dealer denies to transfer your shares to ST, you have to do this. We are on Junk Savvy Twitter account and she wrote this just a couple of hours ago. She said, calling all investors MMTLP and NextBridge hydrocarbons. Do you hold your shares of MMTL and NextBridge in a cash or margin account? Denying you transfer of your shares of MMTLP and BH to NextBridge hydrocarbon transfer agent may be a violation of your property rights. If your broker has denied or delayed transferring your shares to ST and AQ, please file a custody complaint with the following. And here's 4 links. First link is the link to file complaint with FINRA. Second, the link of Office of Inspector General in SEC. Next one, Federal Trade Commission. Again, this link. And the 4th one, State Consumer Protection Agency. On top of that, guys, let me quote you this. Junk Savvy also wrote this tweet in response to the tweet of Greg Dubs. And she wrote, MMTLP Army, victim impact statements prove very effective in our communications with Congress. Please join the MMTLP community effort by sharing with your senators and congressmen your MMTLP fiasco story. Outline to get you started below. Send to impactmmtlp@gmail.com. For more details or questions, see below or reach out to Craig Dubs. Preferred format is PDF. Just to get you started. And here's several paragraphs of the information that you should include in your letter. And guys, I think we are gaining even more momentum because more and more evidence are showing us that we are on the right path. And let me show you what is happening right now on the markets in general. So, Practical Stocks wrote this tweet basically again just less than 24 hours ago. EU banning PFOF, life is good. And here's the screenshot of official press release. Let me show you this in details. So, Council adopts new rules to strengthen market data transparency. And here's the paragraph in regards to payment for order flow. The new rules also impose a general ban on payment for order flow, a practice through which brokers receive payments for forwarding client orders to certain trading platforms. And guys, this is the payments for order flow is the potential loophole for the naked shorters, and they know because of this information how to create even more counterfeit shares, and this loophole should be definitely terminated. On top of that, let me show you this. Kristen Shaughnessy wrote this tweet again just several hours ago, and she said, 2 big items in JP Morgan Chase's annual report. JP Morgan Chase spent $1.4 billion on legal fees in 2023, and 3 regulatory bodies are investigating the bank's trading venues. JP Morgan Chase dropped a bombshell in its 10K annual report filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The bank, which has admitted to an unprecedented 5 criminal felony courts since 2014, said its trading venues were under investigation by 3 unnamed regulatory bodies. Another bombshell that was included in last Friday's 10K filing by the bank is that it had the legal expenses in 2023 of an astounding $1.4 billion. That was a 426% increase over its legal expenses in 2022. And guys, this is another evidence that JP Morgan is involved in some kind of illegal activity, because they have to spend a lot of money on legal fees, and their so-called trading venues is under investigation. On top of that, let me show you that it is not the only bank who has this type of activity. Let me show you this tweet, and let me show you that it was made by Donkey Kong, and let me quote it for you. 1. Goldman Sachs. In 2023, the company was fined $3 million by the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority for mismarking approximately 60 million short sales orders as long between 2015 and 2020. 2. Citadel Securities. In 2021, the company was fined $7 million by the Securities and Exchange Commission for abusive short-selling practices. The SEC estimated that the firm marked millions of certain short sales as long sales and vice versa from 2015 to 2020. The same exact reason. Next one. 3. BNP Paribas and HSBC. In 2024, South Korea fined these two global banks a combined total of $20 million for naked short selling. Next one. 4. Erste Asset Management. In 2023, the company was fined 3.9 billion won by the Financial Service Commission for illegal short selling. And guys, it is official statements, it is official information that was published by SEC, by basically regulators. And this means the problem is huge. And guys, if you think that all these problems of counterfeit shares doesn't affect your MMTLP shares if you hold your shares outside of E-Trade, TradeStation or AST, you basically wrong. And let me show you this tweet that was written by Mark Basil, where he explains how your shares might be affected. So, if they counterfeited or naked shorted and could not cover, that reduced the value of your shares. It's called dilution. They diluted your value based on the number of counterfeit shares. So, if 1 million shares are out there legally and trading at $1 a share, but you find out that 10 million shares are actually out there because they counterfeited or naked shorted 9 million shares of those 10 million shares, your holdings are now actually valued at 10 cents a share. It's math, and it's coming your way very soon for the community to see. This is a national security crisis. And yes, guys, the problem is huge. It is related not only to MMTLP story. MMTLP saga is only the, let's put it this way, it is only the tool how we can solve this problem for the entire market. And I think our community, because it is the strongest one in my honest opinion, and we are on the edge of this fight, and we will win our battle, and by our victory we will push this case even forward for the entire retail community. And that is why, guys, keep pushing no matter what. And if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no